So here we have it, the underlay to the green alligators. And so now I'm going to be tracing over those letters and looking through and glancing, picking up the paper. It gives me a good guide underneath. It makes it a more spontaneous looking picture because when I sketch, it's more dynamic and exciting than if I go too slowly with a marker. This is going to make it a more exciting kind of a picture, and it'll look like a pop art kind of cartoonish style. So I'm going to start with where it says welcome back at the top, which is just straight across. I'm going to do some open lettering on that W, E, these are kind of square letters. They're not tall, and they're not condensed or tall, and they're not extended, which is wide. They're really very square. Matter of fact, that O is like a perfect circle. And what we do is actually take letters and make them taller or shorter to make them fit in a layout or a design. And in this particular case, it worked out really well if they had sort of a square shape. That way, welcome back fits from side to side. And I usually just visualize that, but I did use the pencil underneath, so if it wasn't right, I could erase, or I could just cross it out because it's not something that really matters under it. Now I see right here there is actually a plant that's going over the K. So it's good I made that K shorter. You'll see what happens with that. Okay, and I see some plants might be going over the word green as well, so I'm going to leave the N open. All right, so the word green is straight underneath that. And again, I could just barely see that. Just a little hint of it so I know where it goes. A very good thing to have is also a light box. And that's something where it makes it so you could see through to what's underneath. Or you can actually hold it up to a window. That's another option. Because if your paper was too thick, you wouldn't be able to see through. Not unless there was light coming up from underneath. Okay, I'm going to leave that open in case I have any plants going over that. And then the word alligators. Okay, that looks good. And next, the alligator himself. I'm going to start with his head. He has kind of a smile on his face. I guess it must be an evil smile, but that's a funny thing about alligators. Okay, so he has that over his eye. Take a look again. He has kind of that wavy nose. And then that wavy smile. I'm going to do his back. It's kind of a texture that he has, some scales going back there. And then once I've got that, then I can put these bumps. And then do the bumps on the other side also. Because he only has it across the back. His belly doesn't have that. And do his arm. And his hand. His little fingers, believe it or not, for a big guy. Okay. And now I do his tail. That part's a little tricky because I got to make sure, oops, that I make it go just the way it's supposed to go. So very gently I'm going to sketch that in. And then again, do those lines. And now I have something to go by. I have some water down in here. And he has a foot right there. It's his leg. And then I'm going to put the grass. Actually, first I think I'll put the reeds. Get those in here. Those are the reeds. And then I'll put some grass. And put some over here. And the water is actually going like so, all the way up. Okay, so that's the drawing. Oh, I forgot his teeth, didn't I? There you go. That's a drawing. And now it has to be colored.